Welcome to True Heel Heat, the place where we use insider terms because we think we know what the fuck we're talking about, even though we don't. My name's Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and I'm better than you, and you know it.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for another edition of the most honest AEW Dynamite review on YouTube, AEWramble episode 36, the Tony Khan apology episode. I am back once again with the man of 43,000 subscribers, the man you go to for your TV and movie reviews, the man you go to for your honest criticisms of Tony Khan and AEW. He is Jimmy Macram.
Hello, one and all. Tony Khan, I do accept your apology. That does not clear up our history, but I do accept your apology, yes.
And for all of those who is waiting, we're going to get it right off the bat. Here is our public service announcement for AEWramble.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
That's fucking perfect.
I like the little edit job. That was courtesy of our very own in the chat, the leader of the True Heel roll call, Negro Buck Nick Jackson, who's in the live chat with us. Thank you so much for that video. We definitely appreciate it, and we will be using it every Thursday here on AEWramble. Yes, we are live, pal. Remember, everyone, to drop a thumbs up on this video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, I don't know what the hell you guys are doing. It's a great time to subscribe, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content that we got going on throughout the week, not only on here on YouTube, as well as Facebook and Twitter, but over on Twitch at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Romeo and the gang and our boy Feifel's own Steven Jensen, as well as PW Torch's Rich Fan, will be going live for Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 8 watch along, and then that's going to segue nicely into later on tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time, Blunt Impact 75 with, if you are a Patreon backer, you have the opportunity to be on screen with Chris G and Ness to watch along Impact on Access TV. That segues nicely into Joey Janela's Spring Break 6 Part 1. That segues nicely into WrestleCon Super Show. So much action going on throughout WrestleMania week over in Dallas, but we are here to talk about AEW, the March 30th 2022 episode of AEW Dynamite. And of course, we got to also talk about some news, but we want to hear from all of you with your opinions on AEW Dynamite, with your opinions on the latest AEW news in the live chat. Let us know how you felt about the episode. And of course, we try to highlight as many comments as possible, but your super chat donations are the best way to have your comment flashed on screen and hear the opinions of myself and Jimmy Macram on it. We got Fifth Generation Carney joining us saying, hope everyone's doing well. We also got CM who says they'll get their money's worth from a relationship with Tony. Folks don't see it for Marco. Frantic World says, what's up, SP3, Jimmy, and Chad. We also got Andrew who says, let's go, LOL. We also got Annika who loved the public service announcement. We also got
Oh, shit.
We also got Negro Buck Nick Jackson, who says, "Laugh my ass off. Just happy I could contribute to my True Hill Heat fam." And yes, all the regulars are here with us as we're going to talk about AEW Dynamite. But we should talk about since he like popped his load a little early, because I was going to talk about him because we've always heard opinions from Jimmy Macram and Marcus Cash about a certain AEW star that has been in the news, been in the headlines, Marco Stunt. Marco Stunt was informed this week that AEW will not be re-signing him after weeks of him being ghosted by the company and not being told if he would be re-signed when his contract expires in May. He's been out since about October with concussion protocol after getting an injury last year, and he was told by the head of talent relations, Christopher Daniels, that they will not be re-signing him due to budget cuts and due to the roster that they currently have. Jimmy Macram, your reaction?
My reaction to this is pretty simple. And I'm not going to bash on Tony Khan. I'll make it more general. They knew they weren't re-signing this motherfucker months ago.
Yes.
And they decided not to let him know until fucking Twitter lost their mind.
Pretty much.
And you know why? It's because I don't think Tony Khan is very good with uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah.
And that's not a conversation he wants to have. So he just avoids it and waits his motherfucker. Can we admit this motherfucker is just a child? Can we just admit this? He's a child who was handed a whole bunch of money. Now listen, it's worked out for us. We get a new wrestling promotion. We get a fucking actually a good one. Yay us. But I'm not gonna pretend like he's not a child with toys. Like, this is preposterous. I've quit jobs like this. Why I just left? Fuck it. If they want me, they'll call me, I guess, and then I have to explain myself. But otherwise, I don't want to talk. Why? For what? Except I'm not running a fucking $1 billion thing. Get your shit together. Jesus fucking Christ. But good move, though. Let me clear it up, though. I would have told him months ago I'm not re-signing him. Matter of fact, I wouldn't have to have this conversation. I wouldn't have signed him. So there's that.
That is fair.
The opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I love how this is just gonna pop in at random times. We have a producer this week. This is great. We got Frantic World in the live chat saying Dynamite was really good last night. We also got Will T, who says Marco Runt out here doing dildo spots. SMH. Wow,
I'm not gonna ask what that means.
Yeah. CM says I really want Marco to become a really big singer and make WWE banger themes.
Right.
Okay. We also got Annika, who says then hire someone, man. Yeah, they should hire someone to make those calls. Like it should be Christopher Daniels. It shouldn't take, Twitter and pressure from Joey Janela to call Marco Stunt and just let him know. If you didn't have plans for him, you moved on. Christian replaced him, and Christian is.
I'll tell you why. There's another reason why. Because he'd have to cut him. Because otherwise he'll be accused of, well, why are you doing what Vince does? You told motherfuckers who don't want to be there or not used or whatever. And he doesn't want to be that guy because you all praise him for not being that guy. So he can't be that guy.
Yeah. He lets them know 30 days before. Like, you got 30 days. Your contract expires in May 1st. We ain't re-signing you. Deuces. But people, yeah, you're absolutely right with what you just said, that people are very quick to compare this to Vince McMahon and WWE, saying because they said budget cuts to Marco's son. Do not pull the mental gymnastics that it takes to compare those two. To compare someone getting signed to a 3-year deal and then they relocate to another part of the world, and then they're told 1 year in, or maybe in some cases over the past year, 6 months into their 3-year deal, that you're getting fired and we don't need your services anymore. There's a difference between someone running out their contract and, the ghosted part is the part that we are criticizing here. We're not criticizing budget, telling him that it's for budget cuts because you don't fit into the budget anymore. We're paying CM Punk 6 figures. We're paying Bryan Danielson 6 figures. Why the hell are we going to give you $80,000 a year
to do anything?
Exactly. Andrew says, okay, Jimmy, let's hear it. Y'all really want to get him started, really? We got Frantic World says, I like Marco Stunt, but when he was on TV, some people did not like him having matches. And some people is Jimmy Macram and Marcus Cash.
Yes. And to be fair, I 100% stand by it. He's sitting there throwing punches with Kenny Omega like this is retarded. Pardon my language.
We got Roxy who says, not even 5 minutes in, and Jimmy is already on TK.
Hey, they started with the news. It wasn't my job. I didn't make the call, lady. It wasn't me.
We also got CM who says budget cuts equals Cokehead Khan needs some more coke.
Jesus. All right.
Or Ricky keeping it real saying, let's be honest, Marco did nothing for AEW. I mean, that's debatable, but if you feel that way, if you feel that way, I think he contributed something to them. I like
there. That's a contribution, I guess.
I like the original combination of Jurassic Express that got over for a reason. Other bit of news before we get into Dynamite this week was also to do with contracts with a young Maxwell Jacob Freeman, who had an interview with Ariel Helwani on the MMA Hour, talking about his current deal with AEW, talking about his contract expiring in 2024, and him not wanting to re-sign an extension, and being very open that he will be talking to WWE as well as AEW. Him going as far to say that he loves WWE, loves what they're doing on Raw, SmackDown, even NXT 2.0. He's still very good friends with Bruce Pritchard. Bruce Pritchard was a wonderful boss to him when he was in MLW. But coming out of that, there was an heated discussion. There's Romeo. There he pops in.
One more thing, he also shouted out Paul Heyman. It'd be great to work with him.
Yes, which Paul Heyman responded and said they could cross paths down the line. Ariel Helwani says, but that wasn't really a bigger thing to it. But the real jux of this was coming out of this. There was a heated discussion between MJF and Tony Khan, and about MJF basically got the interview on his own without the AEW PR team. So that's a big no-no when it comes to these major promotions. Like you don't do that. And then on MJF's part, he feels like his contract is the point of his frustration. He feels like he is not paid his worth. He signed a deal in 2019 for 5 years that is set to expire in 2024. But you've had CM Punk come in and make 6 figures. You had Bryan Danielson come in, make 6 figures. Kenny Omega just read up his deal. Chris Jericho, the Young Bucks. You had Adam Cole come in, Keith Lee, Swerve Strickland. All these guys are coming in, and maybe they have jumped over him as far as his pay. So he's very frustrated with that, and he feels like he should be paid more. So, Jimmy, what's your thoughts on all this news concerning Maxwell Jacob Freeman?
First of all, I'm not gonna fucking work myself into a shoot, especially over fucking MJF. Like, first of all, MJF loves NXT 2.0. On what planet is he not trolling everybody? Knock it off. I love Raw. I love that. Stop it. Stop it. That aside, it may be a no-no it may be a no-no. That's Jesus, why are you such an ass, sir?
The done data.
To book your own interviews. If I'm MJF, my simple answer to him would be, fuck you gonna do about it? Would be my answer. What? You're going to sit me at home for months and then not resign me? Knock it off. Go away. We're not having this conversation. Beat it. Listen, Tony Khan's right. He should probably, run it by AEW PR team. They say no. You tell them to go fuck themselves. McCarnett? That's hilarious.
Macacornet.
Go fuck themselves. But listen, look, MJF is a star. I'm sure he's being underpaid. He signed in 2019. This is before he even took his first bump, which was pre-Punk. Post-Punk, I'm worth, 3 times that, 4 times that. Yeah. It definitely feels like a work.
Yes.
Can you ask Jimmy the question you asked us about the top 5 paid on the Believe in Pro Wrestling podcast?
Ooh.
Yeah, check that out. Believe in Pro Wrestling podcast, the latest episode, the True Hill Heat Takeover. Romeo was on that, as well as Josh Marrero. You could put the link in the chat if you will, Romeo. But yes, I asked them a question at the end of the episode, and I asked, should MJF be in the top 5 paid performers in AEW?
Yes. You could have said performers. Answer would be yes. Yes. Punk.
Brian. Omega.
Punk.
Moxley.
I'm open to having a conversation about anybody else, but Punk is the only person where I go definitely, and everybody else.
It's about name recognition. It's about star power. I would put a few people ahead of, because he's not looking to get an extension and get paid more. He's looking for the rest of his 2 years to get paid more than the contract he agreed to. And that doesn't really happen in wrestling or in sports. You can't restructure your deal when you have 2 years left. You either you could re-sign a new deal for 3 more years and become a free agent in 2025, but you can't like restructure the deal when it's already 3 years in.
First of all, you can't structure a deal from MJF's side because these motherfuckers will come to you and ask you to take a pay cut if they so deem fit. Don't ever forget that shit. Don't ever think your boss likes you, ladies and gentlemen, ever. That's number one. And number two, Punk. MJF might just say, look, we can do this now for this amount, or if you wait, I'm going to fuck you. I'm just letting you know. If you make me wait, I'm going to fuck you. Either you're going to overpay me or Vince going to pay me what I'm worth. So we should probably do this now. Your call.
That is fair. And I definitely understand where you're coming from. I definitely believe in 2024, he should be in the top 5 paid performers in AEW. I just don't see how they do it with his deal already intact and 3 years in. That's just me. And I would put guys who have bigger name recognition and been more to the company, like Moxley and Jericho, for that matter. Jericho's the name that kind of drew people in and still draws people in for some reason. So yeah, there's that. But yes, we are here to talk about AEW Dynamite. Like I said, we will try to highlight as many of your comments as possible, but your super chat donations are so important. We are a self-funded channel. It helps us out so much, and help out the channel by just dropping a like on this video and sharing it with your friends on all your favorite social media platforms. That goes a long way. But we're here to talk about the March 30th, 2022 episode of AEW Dynamite from Columbia, South Carolina. We always talk about the crowd on this show, Jimmy. And, I usually ask you for one word to describe the show, but I thought this crowd was surprisingly higher than I thought it would be. When you hear Columbia, South Carolina, it doesn't jump out you like those big towns. Last week they're in Austin, Texas. The week before that, they're in San Antonio. This is not one of those big cities, but I felt like they were very loud at the right places at the right time during the show. What did you think about the crowd overall?
100% agreed. They were perfect, I would say, outside of all the racists in the crowd. But they were perfect. I loved it.
Yes, I have a note here that I'm sure you're going to talk about. CM says he brings in the January 6th crowd. Talk about Jericho. Yes, I figured that much. And Annika shouting out South Carolina. Yes, indeed. So let's get into AEW Dynamite that kicked off with a match as per usual. CM Punk came out to a loud pop to kick off the show, and he was going one-on-one with the Acclaimed Max Caster. Of course, everybody was anticipating this rap, and immediately one line in, Max Caster drops a reference about Will Smith at the Oscars. He throws in a Hunter Biden line. He also says to Punk that he's gonna make him shit his pants like he's on Z-Packs, dating back to his whole drama with WWE. Great lines in this one, a nice rap here. But the match was very, very solid. Punk gave a lot to Max Caster, kind of fitting the theme of what he did last week with Dax Hardwood, who's a much better worker, of course, but Caster hits a Fisherman Buster at one point. Punk busts out a Super Hurricane Rana off the top rope. He hits the running knee and the Bulldog out of the corner. Then they're both down. Caster drops him on the ribs first on the top rope, but he misses the mic drop. And then Punk has trouble at first pulling off the power driver, and then he transitions into the Anaconda Vice to defeat Max Caster in just over 7 minutes. After the match, the post-match is what everybody's talking about coming out of this, as Tony Schiavone got in the ring and asked CM Punk what he meant when he was motioning for the belt last week. Does he mean the TNT title? Does he mean the world title? He talks about that he is aiming at the AEW World Championship. He doesn't know who's going to be the champion, whether it's Adam Cole, baby, or whether he's going to be staring down the barrel of some cowboy shit. But he has a lot of grays in his beard. He has a lot of scars on his head, and there will be a lot more of both before he is done around here. But he says before he leaves AEW, he will be the world champion. What did you think about the match, the opener, and what did you think about the post-match with the promo from Punk?
Oh, the match was fine. You can't help but compare it to the opener with Dax last week, and it's obviously an inferior match because he's an inferior opponent to Dax. It is what it is. The rap was fun, so there was that, and the promo was solid enough. I don't love it because I feel like if I was to take him out and put anybody else in, anybody else could have given that promo. It's not a CM Punk special, so to speak. But it's fine. I'm here for whatever happens.
Can we get Jimmy's thoughts on the whole Chris Rock Will Smith thing while we have him here?
Since it was brought up in the rap that it would be a good time. Jimmy, I don't know if you've done it on your channel, but any thoughts on Will Smith getting up and smacking the shit out of Chris Rock after he made a G.I. Jane joke about his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, who is suffering from alopecia?
She's suffering. Okay.
Suffering.
Oh, she's suffering from alopecia. All right. First of all, the joke's not funny. It's just not. I love Chris Rock. I don't mean it's over the line. I just mean not funny.
Yeah.
Will Smith made it a way bigger deal than it needed to be by slapping him. And I cannot help but feel, I'm sorry, I said this when the Kanye West thing, he feels comfortable slapping Chris Rock. Kanye West feels comfortable taking the mic out of Taylor Swift's hand. If that was 50 Cent, he's not getting slapped. I don't want to hear about how he's protecting people. He just feels like slapping somebody and he slapped Chris Rock. Enough.
I've said this to my wife. Like I've gone back and forth on the whole thing. I understood it at first. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes if someone said something about my significant other in front of the whole world and she was upset about it. I don't know how I would react. I wouldn't get up and smack somebody in the face on national TV because I know my ass would be probably thrown in jail because I'm not Will Smith. But also I said to my girl that if that was Billy Crystal, I don't see him doing that.
That's another thought I had. Absolutely. It's a reason why he feels comfortable slapping Chris Rock in particular. Like,
exactly. That was my whole thing. People are saying, oh, if that was The Rock, he wouldn't have done that. That's a whole nother level. But that's still a person of color. I think that he felt comfortable because it was a black man saying it. If it was Billy Crystal saying it, if that was, the late great Robin Williams saying it, I don't think he would have reacted that way.
At all. At fucking all. It's so silly. And enough of this fucking, would you let a man speak to your lady? What kind of horseshit has she done to Will Smith on national fucking TV? She wouldn't be my lady after all that shit.
But it was like everyone thought it was a joke when he did it. It wasn't until he screamed. He should have just done the screaming. The screaming that he did got the point across way more than the smack did. People were still laughing when he smacked the dude. They weren't laughing after he said, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth." That's all he had to say. He didn't even need to get up and smack him. He just needed to say that, and people would have been like, "All right, yeah, Chris fucked up." Chris would have been the one fucked up if Will just would have sat in his seat and just screamed that.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. I mean, if we keep going backwards, it's not a particularly funny joke. It's not.
No.
It's not anything. You could just not say it. I don't know.
That's why Chris automatically said that was a good one. No, that wasn't even one of his harsher jokes. Like Chris Rock isn't that comedian anymore for real. Like sadly. When you really think about it, yeah, yes. He used to be that guy, but he's not anymore.
He's not that guy anymore. He's an Oscars host now. That's who he is. He's very safe.
He went from the MTV Movie Awards to the Oscars. Like
that whole family makes me sick at this point. I ain't gonna lie to you. But not Willow. Well, Willow's fine, but the rest of them, they could all go away.
We got a super chat donation. Thank you so much to Tom Talks Rubbish. We appreciate you, good brother. And yes, his interview with Sat from Wrestling Daily has just gone up. He says, big love, guys. My interview with Sat from Wrestling Daily has just gone up. Hashtag Mocha Mondays is hashtag Mocha 2.0 now, Tom, as we're over on the Wrestle Talk Podcast YouTube channel every Wednesday reviewing NXT from Mocha 2.0. So join us live every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern time over there. We also got talking about this whole Chris Rock situation. We opened up Pandora's box. Of course, Romeo being our producer does that. Ninja Mortis says, because Chris has a history of fuck shit. Yes.
So what? So what?
We also got
full stop. So what?
We also got CM saying Billy Crystal wouldn't speak on a black woman and her hair. Let's be real. What white people make comedian speak on black women's hair. Yeah,
I know. Now that's the line. Is that where it is? Black women's hair. It's not on black people in general. It's not on black. What are we talking about here?
Dude, I mean, I do say like black woman's hair is like the one thing I won't touch on like when it comes to black women in public. Yeah.
Let me tell you, anytime that shit comes up at a family reunion or something, I am the most silent of motherfuckers because number one, I don't care, and number two, I have nothing to say. But then like that's where the man has to stand up and fucking defend his wife's honor. Like, stop it.
And he laughed. He laughed at first. That's the bad part. They got pictures everywhere of this nigga laughing until Jada Pinkett rolled her eyes in the back of her head. Oh man.
To be fair, I get it. I get why he felt the. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to get into this too much. I know it's a wrestling show, but let's say this is your girl or mine or whatever. If he said that and we laughed and we turned and we saw the not laugh, I would go, uh-oh. Whatever.
Right? That's what I would say. I would be like, then I would be like, yo, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. That's what I would have said. I wouldn't have got up because I'm not Will Smith. Like any other person would have got arrested, would have at least got thrown out the building. But because he was Will Smith, he was able to stay.
Yeah. And then listen, we can't pretend this happened in the vacuum. I'm sorry. I hear CM point about how they do whatever, but at the same time, they had Will Smith crying on fucking YouTube about that red table talk and all. Like, I'm out. I'm done. Get me out of here.
Yes, the best meme from this whole thing was the slap happening, and then somebody played "Everybody Hates Chris." That was the best one. That was the best one, ladies and gentlemen. I love how this is just opened up Pandora's box. We're going to get back to AEW Dynamite, guys. But keep those comments coming.
I should have knocked his ass the fuck out. That's what should have happened.
Super chat donation. If you want more conversation about Will Smith and Chris Rock, super chat it to us. Just any little bit, $1 or more. It helps out the channel a lot, and we will discuss whatever you want us to discuss here. But let's talk about FTR in impeccable, great Scott Hall tribute gear. I love these. I love their gear tonight, and they're there with MJF. They're in the back. Smart Mark Sterling is behind them, putting up security photos of Wardlow because he isn't allowed around here. MJF talks about how the Pinnacle is still around, and they're going to be picking up some wins. Dash Harwood isn't sure what is going on with MJF and Wardlow, but he says that they're both MJF's friend and Wardlow's friend, so they don't want to get involved in it. MJF says, no, they're not friends. They're family. And just so you know, Wardlow was talking a lot of shit about you when you weren't around. So he puts his hands in and he says the Pinnacle is always on top. And reluctantly, FTR put their hands in as well. What did you think about this? Was one of 3 segments FTR was on in this night, and a lot of focus on the Pinnacle on this show. What did you think about this first part here with the backstage promo?
We said it last week. Not bringing the Pinnacle allows for FTR to go, we don't like what you're doing for Wardlow, so we're out. Now, they're apparently going to drag this out a little bit, and I'm mad about it. I think this was perfect. And the fact that we had FTR 3 times in a night, oh my God, it's almost as if they're stars. Fucking idiot. But I'm focused on the past. Good job with this segment. Good job, sir. Good job.
Had to add that in at the end. Good job, sir. Good job. All right, but next up we had singles competition. It was Jon Moxley going one-on-one with Jay Lethal. Jon Moxley, of course, repping that Blackpool Combat Club. The more I say it, the more I'm getting used to it, Jimmy. I will say. I know we both said we were unsure about it, but and especially the t-shirts and
clean.
the hoodies, it's clean as hell. But this one, man, Jay Lethal, you said was in the nigger hole for a while. And then the past 2 weeks, last week, great match against Adam Cole. And then here, I think they stepped it up even further. These guys came out and told a nice story. They started off the match with Jay Lethal, an ROH stalwart, the former franchise of ROH, putting out his hand, extending his hand for a handshake at the beginning to show his respect to Jon Moxley, with Moxley slapping it away because he doesn't know him. He doesn't give him any respect. Then we get Jay Lethal, who had a promo on Rampage saying that maybe his way of doing things isn't enough due to his losses to Starks, due to his loss against Cole. At one point, Moxley is on the top rope, and Jay Lethal basically crotches him, which the commentary tried to wash it over, saying, "Oh, that had to be an accident. Jay Lethal doesn't do these type of things." He even gets in a few cheap shots, and he does the tope suicidas to the outside. We get a strike battle between the two men. There was a lot to like about this matchup. They went back and forth. It was hard hitting. It was physical. There was a lot of counters involved in this one, which I very much enjoy, especially with Jay Lethal. It's just so good. He's just so good, ladies and gentlemen. It was just a reminder through this. You had the dual chance for both Moxley and Lethal throughout this. They get into a strike exchange late, which ends with Moxley hitting the King Kong lariat, and he took Lethal's head off. Lethal combination gives Jay a 2 count. He reverses the paradigm shift, but Moxley hits a rowing elbow. He tries for the paradigm shift again, but his leg gives way. Nice work there, because earlier in the match, he kept trying to go for the figure 4 and working over the leg by Lethal. Mox catches Lethal on the lethal injection into a rear naked choke, but he rolls through for a 2 count. Lethal hits a super kick after some reversals. He goes for the Macho Man elbow drop and gets a near fall. Mox rolls up Lethal when he goes for a figure 4, but then a couple of reversals, and Moxley catches him with the paradigm shift to get the victory here. Like I said, this was a great match, and the crowd was so into it, and it proves that Jay Lethal is over. So if Tony Khan listens to the fans, he hears that they are invested in Jay Lethal, especially after these past 2 weeks. And then post-match, we had Moxley extend his hand for a handshake to Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal thought about it. He was beating himself up about the loss, but eventually he did shake Moxley's hand and show that respect. What did you think about this second match on the show?
It was fucking fantastic. I was so happy to see Jay Lethal second week, mainly because it means I think 1 week out is good. 2 weeks out, I think you're kind of free, and you might be out. Like,
might be out the nigga hole.
I even liked, first of all, Jay Lethal was so fucking good. There was a spot where he was on the top rope, and then Moxley gets up, and Lethal said something. I can't believe he's like fuck or something.
Yes.
I was like, oh my god, so good. They kind of missed the story early where Moxley was trying to throw him to the outside to get something going out there, and Lethal kept getting back in like, I want no parts of any of that. If this feels like a story, I don't want to give Dummy too much credit, but this feels like a story that Lethal's getting more and more frustrated, possibly to a heel turn. I'd be heel for that. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on the TNT belt. That Scorpio Sky is the TNT champion. Well, we've got Ricky Starks. We've got Jay Lethal. We've got Malachi Black. We've got Andrade. Don't get me started. We're focusing on this match here. And this was good. I hope it leads to a heel turn. He can take Dragon's place as the kind of good wrestler, dick heel in the company. I'd be here for that. Please. I don't ask for much.
I do see a couple of good comments here. It's a Frantic World saying, I hope we get a heel Jay Lethal after Supercard of Honor, which he's going to be on. He's going to be versing Lee Moriarty. I said on the Believe in Pro Wrestling podcast earlier today, I see that being a part of this story because, he's lost to Ricky Starks, who, has a bunch of experience. He's the FTW champion. He's lost to Adam Cole, who's been a world champion everywhere and beaten him before. He lost to a former AEW world champion in Jon Moxley. but it's little by little these losses are getting to him. I think a bigger loss for him is someone that he tried to bring under his wing in Lee Moriarty, beating him at Supercard of Honor, and we might see a little more of Lethal kind of getting more frustrated, and that's gonna kind of be something that might be the straw that broke the camel's back for him.
And there were a couple of Supercard of Honor mentions on Dynamite last night, which reminds me, we will have a watch along for Supercard of Honor, and you could join us for that Friday night.
I paid for fucking the recap without ads. I paid for premium.
premium AEWramble. But next up, we had a little vignette, which is once again, this is like the Tony Khan apology episode that Jimmy has named this episode, the TK apology episode here, as Marina Shafir got a hype vignette showing her beating up jobbers on AEW Dark. This is what we asked for this like months ago, that if you're gonna do stuff on Dark and Elevation, at least tell us or at least show us something about it. So yes, Jimmy, what did you think about this short little vignette here, which actually played in later in the night too?
It did. Ooh, yeah. But yes, she looks fine. We don't know anything about her. Unless you watch Dark, I guess. But we don't know anything about her from the vignette except the fact that she's a badass. She kind of looks like a badass. She's built like an MMA fighter, which I assume she was at some point.
She was. She's a part of the MMA Four Horsewomen with Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, and Jessamine Duke.
What a shitty Four Horsewomen! And it's not even a Ronda shot. But
will you?
It's
stop?
not a Ronda shot. I said it's not. It's not a Ronda shot.
Shayna Baszler was a great NXT Women's Champion.
Like removing Ronda, that's a shitty Three Horsewomen. It is what it is. You add Ronda, it's a shitty Four Horsewomen. At least she was good at one point before everybody else got good.
She's good at professional wrestling.
Is she though?
Without a mic. In the ring, she is. In the ring. Don't give her a mic. Don't give her a mic.
Tony Allen's a great basketball player outside of the whole offense thing, right? Well, what do you?
Hey, Dennis Rodman was a great basketball player.
Hey, don't do that, Skip Bayless.
Yes.
Ronda Rousey is not as good as Dennis Rodman is to play basketball.
You're ridiculous. You're ridiculous.
You think? All right. But that's the A recap. We've done Will Smith. We're not doing Ronda Rousey. Fucking good segment.
Next we played into the backstage promo as we segued into FTR going up against the Gun Club. MJF came out on commentary. He immediately calls FTR the best tag team of all time. We get a loud ass boys chant during this one from the Columbia, South Carolina crowd. FTR controls things early until Billy Gunn blasts Cash behind Aubrey's back. A Colton Gunn, man, he was hitting some offense where I was just like, that's Billy's son. That's that splash in the corner and the drop kick. I was like, that's Billy Gunn in like 1999.
So far away, he still hit it. It was clean.
I was like, he's so tall, but that's exactly how his dad was too. Cash makes the hot tag to Dax. Dax came in. He just seems like he's renewed being a babyface. Honestly, it just seems like he's got that gusto to him. Hardwood comes in with some uppercuts and some chops. He hits a sidekick on Austin and then hits a short arm lariat on Colton for a near fall. At this point, we head backstage to the corridor, and Wardlow has arrived. He beats up security. He delivers a power bomb to one on a table that doesn't even break, which hurts even more. He walks through the crowd and he beats up more security, but eventually about 20 security deep come and stop him from getting to MJF and escort him out of the building. Billy tries to help Colton steal a win, but Cash breaks it up and FTR hits the big rig to get the victory. Post-match, though, the real story here, FTR is pissed with MJF, saying that this is his situation. This is Max's situation. This isn't Pinnacle's situation. This isn't Pinnacle business. A big FTR chant when they were pissed off at MJF, but as soon as MJF calms them down and raises their hand, we get massive boos from the crowd. What do you think about the story going on with MJF and FTR, and what did you think about the match with the Gun Club?
I thought the match was good. FTR is great. I won't get into the discussion. I'll just say that they're a great tag team. I thoroughly enjoyed them playing the babyface role. I did not know that's what I needed in my life, but apparently I do. But from the Wardlow entrance, which is another apology, apparently, because you and I weren't upset, I don't think. But a lot of people were upset that Wardlow was held back by security. I love the way it looked. It looked like a great visual. He's being held back by 10 fucking guys.
Yes.
Shit. I like that. But Tony Khan's apologizing, so I'm not going to be mad. Wardlow fucks up quite a few of them before they even fucking touch him. And then the MJF spot afterwards was brilliant. MJF can turn it, I want to say on, but he can turn it off when he wants to. That kind of over the top, whatever. He felt very genuine. Like, I don't know. Listen. We're a team. I'm here. I got you. No, come on. No, seriously. Come on, guys. We're together. It's all good.
Bring it in.
And the fucking FTR chants.
Yes.
His reaction was perfect. Like, oh no, we don't want that shit at all. No.
He's like, no.
That's so fucking good.
Don't listen to these people, please. Do not listen to these people.
So good. Goddamn. I gotta admit, the crowd really helped, but that was really good.
This was a really good segment, really good match. And of course, if you like Jimmy Macram's opinions on AEW, you might like his writing as well. He's a very talented individual. So order Jimmy Macram's comic book Ascension here, jimmymacram.com/products and comics. So
thank you.
Gotta do the plugs. You know, good stuff you're doing over there. And Negro Buck saying Wardlow looked like a star. Yeah, I agree with you with the whole security push. I dig it because last week it was like 10 of them. This week it was like 20. I want them to just raise that number of the amount of security it takes to stop Wardlow from getting to MJF every single week. I feel like they are building this to Double or Nothing with MJF and Wardlow. A question that I also asked the guys on the Believe in Pro Wrestling podcast, I'll ask you, what gets the bigger reaction from the crowd? Wardlow finally getting his hands on MJF or FTR dropping MJF with the big rig?
I think that'll come as more of a surprise, so it'll probably be the big rig. But in a vacuum, it should be Wardlow.
I agree because they've been building to that, and that's the beauty of the babyface turn at Revolution. He did do what we expected him to turn. He did it with his facial expressions, and that's something for weeks on AEWramble we were complimenting Wardlow with, and he did it. That's how he did his babyface turn. It's the beauty of it. Next, we had a quick little vignette video package to hype up Powerhouse Hobbs versus Keith Lee. Hobbs calls Keith Lee a pain in his ass. Lee says he commends his bravery because Keith Lee is the kind of guy that commends people's bravery for trying to challenge him, but he says he's gonna whoop his ass. Hobbs says he will put him down on Rampage this week, and Keith Lee says he will bask in his glory. Are you gonna watch Rampage for Hobbs versus Lee?
I gotta be honest, after this show and they ran down the car for Rampage, I was like,
that Rampage, they know that there's a lot of wrestling on Friday night with that Rampage card because that match and the Young Bucks versus Top Flight, oh, give me that all day.
I'm sold. I will be watching Rampage. I have to. I thought Hobbs really good here. I'm better than Keith Lee here. I really like this promo.
I did too. It surprised me how good he was on the mic because we're so used to either Taz or Ricky talking for him that we didn't know that he was this good.
Yes. Hello, Keith Lee. How are you?
Next, we went backstage for a promo segment with the Jericho Appreciation Society. Jericho says the Jericho Appreciation Society is the leading revolutionary force in sports entertainment, which is the line that WWE uses. That was great. Daniel Garcia, with his best Samuel L. Jackson look here, says that they featured Endeavored, Silver, and Reynolds. Daddy Magic takes a peek to see if Santana Ortiz and Eddie Kingston are behind a curtain, and then they tell Jake Hager to take a peek as well, but they are there. Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz are there, even though Hager fucked up the shot. You're supposed to move your hand down and pull the curtain, so we get the facial expression of them when you open up the curtain, but he messed that up. It's okay. It leads to a brawl which goes into the arena. Eddie Kingston is beating Jericho's ass and has time to give a pound to a little kid in the crowd. Great stuff. Kingston puts Jericho in the ring and delivers a spinning bat fist. Santana and Ortiz take out Daddy Magic and Cool Cool Hand Ange and Garcia in the ring. Santana and Ortiz set up Jericho for the street sweeper, but Cool Hand Ange pushes Ortiz off the top ropes. This gives JAS the chance to beat down Kingston, Santana, Ortiz. Jake Hager really is the difference maker here with a big spine buster on Eddie Kingston. Jericho uses Floyd the Bat on Kingston while Garcia has Eddie in the sharpshooter, and then Jericho whips Eddie with the belt while they make Proud and Powerful watch, and Jericho delivers the Judas effect to Kingston to end the beatdown. What did you think about this segment furthering this little ongoing feud here?
First things first. I don't need to hear from anybody in the fucking Jericho Appreciation Society outside of Chris Jericho. I just don't. I'm sorry. First of all, it extends the segments longer than it need to be, but more importantly, they can't talk. I don't mind what you call it yelling. I forget his name. What he called Squareface? Who's that?
Squareface is Daddy Magic. Daddy, I just like the way he talks. Let's take a peek. Let's take a peek.
That guy, yes.
He's
the one that's yelling about everything. That guy.
He's awesome.
Fine. Jericho and that guy can talk. Everybody else, please shut the fuck up. The segment was fine. It's hard for me not to compare it to the rest of the show, where I feel like we got this angle in several different variations. But I'm not mad at it. I thought it worked. I would have been a lot harder to see Eddie if Dunway got his hand out the way, but it still worked.
It still worked overall. I would have loved for Kingston and Santana and Ortiz to get the advantage here, but I understand they're building up heat for JIS, so that made sense as well. We also got in the live chat here, Negro Buck saying Keith Lee looks like the kind of guy to ask to speak to the manager and just to tell him what a great job the staff is doing.
That's very true. Yeah, speak to the manager, please.
Oh, we also got you, my boy Blue, saying Daddy Magic. People liking Daddy Magic. Yes. Negro Buck also saying Daddy Magic is hilarious. CM saying everyone can talk but Hager. It needs to be in different settings, though. I agree with you, CM. I think that they are trying to this is a vehicle, because Inner Circle was a vehicle we see now for Sammy Guevara to become a star on his own. I think this whole Jericho Appreciation Society is a vehicle for Daniel Garcia. So you kind of have to give him a chance to speak, even though he's not the best at it.
He is not. He sounds like a fucking kid who got bullied in Buffalo, who decided to take up fucking fighting and became a badass, and now can't wait to say how much of a badass he is. I cannot. Please stop, sir. Please stop with the fake Nate Diaz impression.
That's a good comparison. Yes, Nate Diaz.
He feels like that, except I don't buy it.
Fair enough. We went backstage once again, and this time it's Jade Cargill and Smart Mark Sterling being interviewed. Sterling says the 30th opponent will be the librarian, Leva Bates, but Jade says she's not with that. She turns it down. He says the second choice is Marina Shafir. Which Smart Mark doesn't seem as confident about, but Jade Cargill says bring on Marina Shafir. She'll beat her ass. So we got two undefeated women going at it for Jade Cargill's 30th one-on-one match in AEW. Do you think that Marina Shafir is the person that will end the streak?
No. I hope not. That'd be dumb. Leva, whatever fucking name is, I hope she enjoyed that, because I would imagine you're on the next list. I'm sorry, you just are.
No, she does a lot of backstage stuff, actually. So they use her. They use her in some capacity. But I do agree. This probably is the last time we see her on camera in a while.
Yes. Yes.
Unless it's BTE.
But Jade, by the way, she was really good. She's improving by leaps and bounds. Even on the mic, she felt more confident. I'm not sure about her Tony cut the shit line that she dropped 2 times in a row now. I guess it's gonna be a new catchphrase, but everything else works for me.
Got a question here from Roxy who says, what tag team you guys think will join Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz to match the Jericho's Appreciation Society?
Oh, I hadn't considered that. Who's doing nothing? There's always a bunch of them.
Top Flight?
That works. I'm not mad at it.
They're going to keep getting their asses kicked on.
Also, good point.
Ray and Penta, if Ray comes back, that works.
That's true, but they kind of have we still need to get that Death Triangle versus House of Black match. I feel like House of Black is just spinning their wheels until Ray Phoenix is back.
Fair. Feels that way, which is a dumb way to book something, but whatever.
Next, we had another splendid matchup as it was Bryan Danielson with William Regal versus Wheeler Yuta. I will forever love Regal calling Excalibur the man with the mask. That is just hilarious to me. Every single time it pops me. No entrance for Yuta, but that didn't matter. They bring up and hype Wheeler's pure title match against Josh Woods at Supercard of Honor on Friday. Regal says he was impressed at Wheeler wanting to take a go at him. After the slap last time, we get some nice technical wrestling with the Greco-Roman knuckle lock at the beginning. Wheeler bridges up while Danielson tries to kick down his quads. At that point, we hear a huge Yuta chant. The crowd was really behind him on this one. Wheeler catches a charging Bryan with a drop kick. Yuta locks Bryan's legs and tells him to come on, and Wheeler bridges back into a leg lock. Danielson doesn't wrestle out. He actually has to go to the ropes, which Regal notes that's very rare for Bryan to do. Bryan catches Yuta with a kick off the top rope before the commercial break. During the break, Bryan is playing to the crowd, being cocky, trying to get the crowd more behind Wheeler Yuta because he's a GOAT and he's so smart at this thing. He delivers a headbutt and a front suplex on the ropes. Bryan follows with a knee drop to the back of Wheeler while he's still on the ropes. Back to a Greco-Roman knuckle lock as Bryan kicks at Yuta and starts nudging him with his head, challenging Wheeler to bring it on. Bryan delivers some chops and kicks in the corner, only fires Wheeler up. He comes back with chops of his own. We get chop and strike exchanges. Yuta comes back with a German suplex with a bridge for 2. We get a dragon suplex by Yuta for a near fall. Bryan slaps at Yuta and delivers anvil elbows. He tries to your weekly Harlem running in the background here. He follows with cattle mutilation, but Wheeler reverses and lands his own anvil elbows. That was the moment I was just like, I popped. I was like, oh, Wheeler bringing the elbows down. He gets a near fall with a roll up. After a reversal, Bryan hits the Psycho knee. He goes for the kicks to the head, but Wheeler spits in his damn face. Bryan starts hitting the kicks to the head. He hits a Gotch style power driver. He then roughly spits on Wheeler Yuta, puts back his nose, and then locks on the label lock to get the victory here by submission. What did you think about this one?
I really like this match. I really like what they're doing with Wheeler Yuta. Dragon is always fantastic in everything. I think the spit is obviously the high point, even if it was gross. Like he really went for it. He yucked some stuff up. Jesus. To me, this is the perfect next step. But because dummy's dummy, I'm concerned about where it goes. Like it's like walking through a minefield. Like we walked fucking a little way in, we didn't get blown up. We walked a little further in, we didn't get blown up. And while I'm happy we didn't get blown up, we're not done. If we were done, I'd be happy. But we still have a chance to fuck it up. Hopefully Regal and Dragon are ones actually plotting this fucking thing. I would imagine we're going to get a Wheeler and Trent match, feud, or something. And then that will be what culminates in him joining the BCC. But I'm still concerned. This is great, but I'm concerned about the follow-up.
Yeah, I thought this was a superb technical wrestling clinic. There was just so much to enjoy about this match. And Wheeler Yuta, definitely, he's been stepping up over the last couple of weeks. First in that tag team match, then here. This was probably his best match in AEW so far. He really impressed everyone, including William Regal, who said that in the post-match on commentary that he was very impressed by Wheeler Yuta. Where do you think he's going to join the Blackpool Combat Club, and how is he going to finally get Regal, Moxley, and Danielson to agree to bring them under their ring?
If he does not join, it's gross. Like, let's be clear. Like, that has to be the finale. My hope, what situation go with? My hope would be he has a match with Trent. It goes, 15 minutes. And then he either goes hyper violent to win, or he loses and fucks him up afterwards. It's got to end with him showing his full. He's bloomed into a completely violent man, which I would be here for. I hope they don't just have him beg because it's not as cool.
I want him to drop the elbows. I want him to do the kicks to the head and finish Trent. And that's when William Regal, Moxley, and Danielson invite him into the Blackpool Combat Club.
I got an idea. Why can't it just end in failure? Like,
Bye.
What is this Wheeler Yuta hate? I don't think he's great, but
he's always hating on Wheeler Yuta.
Listen to this idea, Jimmy.
Reason.
Listen to this idea.
No reason. No, we're moving on.
Just listen to the idea.
No. A video.
I quit.
A video. No. A video package for Darby Allin. Oh man, I guess StreamYard kicked him out. Video package for Darby Allin and Andrade El Idolo with promos from both men ahead of the main event. This was at the point of the show that I literally was like, oh my god, Tony Khan watches AEWramble. Because they recapped their entire history with each other before the main event. What did you think about the video package and how excited or happy were you seeing it?
I was so happy. I was uncomfortably happy. It was great. I thought it was well done. And more importantly, I thought Darby came across as one of his more confident talking sessions. I really fucking enjoyed it. Like a lot. Yes, please.
I did more of this every week. Let's see something for the main event before the main event happened. They did it last week with JAS getting a promo before their tag match. They did it this week with the video package. More of this, please. Dundada man says, Jimmy, awesome art on your comic, bro. I am gonna order a copy.
I appreciate it. It costs a lot of money to get that cocksucker to draw that. I can't draw.
Lovely stuff. Look at this. Film Nation saying no, Romeo, no. He's not gonna quit. Don't worry. And Kid Get Money agrees with Romeo. He says, let my boy Romeo get his point across. No, he's just hating. He said it on Believe in Pro Wrestling podcast. Go over there and watch the episode where he says that Wheeler Yuta should fail at joining the Combat Club, and that Josh Woods, who he's versing at ROH Supercard of Honor, he should join the Combat Club over him because he hates Wheeler Yuta.
Why though?
He believes everybody is overhyping him and overrating him, so he has to underrate him to balance things.
Gotcha. It's like Skip Bayless and LeBron. I get it.
Basically.
I get it. I'm mad at you.
No. I didn't turn super heel. I don't like the over the top hate of anyone. I'm all against that. Especially someone who showed a lot. Why can't he just have a great performance for once? And Andrew saying SP3, he likes it. Awesome stuff. But yes, we had to go to our next segment, Undisputed Elite Championship Celebration. Adam Cole says you can't steal what belongs to you, as him and Red Dragon have ownership of the AEW World Championship and AEW World Tag Team Championships. He tells us that Paige and Jurassic Express are not here today. Kyle O'Reilly says the rankings don't matter, even though Red Dragon doesn't have enough wins. They've only have one win as a 2-on-2 tag team match, by the way. Kyle O'Reilly had too much champagne, so he has to sit down in the middle of the ring, which was hilarious. We then get Bobby Fish on the mic, who says they are looking at the 3 baddest dudes in this entire company. And then we get cowboy shit as Hangman Adam Page comes out in a brand new Tesla with horns on the front. He goes after Undisputed Elite. He starts beating on Cole. He takes out all 3 men and goes for the buckshot lariat, but Cole is pulled out by Red Dragon. However, Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy come down and take out Red Dragon. Christian throws Cole inside for the buckshot lariat, but Cole avoids it, but he's eventually tossed out by Fish and O'Reilly to end this segment. What did you think about this champion celebration here?
Did you think this was the weakest segment on the show? Can I ask?
So far, yes. Into the show so far, yeah.
Ooh. I did. I feel like Tony Khan, me and him agree on something, and that is we're both jealous of Adam Cole and his relationship because I don't like the way he's been booked at all. I'm not an Adam Cole fan. I don't like it. First of all, I know you hate me bringing it up, and I know a lot of you Adam Cole fans. It's okay to shit on Chris Jericho's body, but not Adam Cole's. But can we admit
body shaming? You're body shaming.
Yeah, I know, but it's okay because it's Chris Jericho, but it's not okay because we like Adam Cole. Gotcha. But that belt did look huge on him, right? Like he was carrying his dad's belt, right? Let's be honest. It looked preposterous. Like, sir, come on. And this was a fine segment, but Bobby Fish is hilarious, by the way. His interrupting of Kyle O'Reilly. Tell him. There you go. Tell him. And then dummy can't remember what the fuck he's trying to say. That was pretty funny. That aside, they stole the belt to get it taken from them a week later. Like, what? I love you can't steal what's yours. That is a badass line. And then he could lose it whenever he loses the match. That'd been great. Yeah. But instead, they just get a snatch from them. They just came across like a bunch of fucking dopes. Which is fun, but I'm not gonna fucking take you serious as a main eventer, especially wearing that gigantic belt. Like, what the fuck is that? Heyman must be beginning to think because that belt looks huge on fucking Cole.
Just because of the body shaming.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Just in case.
Man.
Just in case Adam Cole wants to watch AEWramble.
You're a good wrestler, sir. You just come across like a joke, not because of your body, but because Hangman beats you up whatever he wants, apparently.
No, I agree. They should have hold on to I thought they were gonna like get beat up here, but still get the titles in the end. Like I thought they should have done something like that. They shouldn't have just taken back the titles because it's like, why did we do this? Like we just did this for a 1 week angle, really? Like, and Hangman in the Tesla was very random, but I still dug it.
It was fucking ridiculous.
Next, we had the official Tony Khan apology to me. Tony Schiavone interviews AEW Women's World Champion Thunder Rosa. Rosa says it was such a shame that her celebration was cut short. She was the first Mexican-born champion and it happened in AEW. Thunder Rosa says she doesn't just want to be the face and the pillar of this division. She wants to be the face of all women's wrestling. She says pillars get knocked down, but foundations stay standing, and she's going to be the foundation of AEW. She says that she is here to fight and wants to wrestle the best in the world. And then she brings up the attack by Nyla Rose, telling her that she ruined her moment. And Lamera Mera isn't scared of Nyla Rose and tells her to speak for herself and not through Vicky. I thought this was a strong promo. She knocked it out the park, and I enjoyed this. What did you think?
I thought this would be good last week. It feels kind of simple. I don't know what to tell you. But no, I'm not giving him any credit for this. I accept your apology, but it's not okay. If you're supposed to get paid $1,000 a week, and 1 week you get paid $500, and then next week you get paid $1,000, we are not even. No, you fucked up my check last week, and I'm not happy. Still though, this is good. Thunder Rosa is good at cutting promo. She was fiery. She makes sense. I love the pillar shot because it's a subtle shot of Britt Baker. It just works. I don't know why we couldn't done this last week and done the attack this week. I don't understand.
Dude, like seriously, it's like one replaced the other, but this was an apology. I know Tony Khan watches AEWramble, and we went hard. We went hard criticizing.
You went hard. I was chilling.
There was no Sammy and Ty this week. We got a Thunder Rosa promo. Nyla, then later on in the night, she got a promo segment with Vicky Guerrero, and she got to talk herself. And then she had a great line at the end too. Nyla says that Thunder Rosa has a death wish. Well, I'm a genie. Abracadabra, bitch.
What? I don't get this. What?
That popped me so much.
Every time she talks, she's fucking hilarious. I don't know why we have somebody talking to her. I don't get it.
It doesn't make any sense. Like she is the number one person. Doesn't need Vicky Guerrero. Like what is wrong? It's very simple. Let Nyla Rose speak, and she delivers every single time. We get these hilarious lines that we talk about here on AEWramble every single time she's given the opportunity.
Abracadabra bitch is fucking hilarious.
Abracadabra bitch. You, my boy Blue says, Adam Cole holding that belt looked like my daughter trying to walk in my shoes.
They don't admit it. It looks ridiculous.
Y'all are horrible.
I wonder why. I wonder why, because he's clearly lost weight. Why is that a thing? Is maybe cardio? I don't know. What is it? Somebody has to explain it to me. He's never been huge, but dear Lord, I'm gonna tip over with that belt.
Nick Jackson says, yeah, I agree. They should have held on to the belts longer. We also have Kid Get Money saying Nyla Rose and Jay Cargill are the best in the division. Just my opinion.
Not just your opinion. It's a bad opinion. It's not fair. Stop it. Knock it off.
Andrew says, why do some of TK's moves seem like they are a week old? Yeah.
Cocaine has to wear off. He's like, oh, right. Shit. Forgot.
All right, shit, damn it. Roxy says SP3 channeled Jimmy last week.
Yes, he went off. That was fun.
It was very fun. We also got you, my boy Blue, saying Nyla Rose is hilarious. We got Nick Jackson saying, bro, seriously, Nyla doesn't need Vicky.
We all said this when they joined. Why
Yeah.
are we still doing this?
Yeah. We got Frantic World who says TK was like, okay, SP3, I will fix this mess I made.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, I'm saying it's still not as good as Surprise Bitch. Yeah, that one was great. That one was great.
That was great. That segment was stupid. That was great.
That was great. Nick Jackson says, y'all are assholes. Leave Adam alone.
I'm gonna save him. You still have time to put on some weight, sir.
And I see him back in the backstage area, and you know what? I'm not the type to stifle anyone's voice. I want to give him the spotlight. Romeo, speak.
No, I don't want the spotlight.
Why do you want to put it on me? I tried, ladies and gentlemen. I am nothing. I am nothing but a benevolent leader here. I'm trying. FTR cut a promo backstage. Their third segment on this show. Their backstage Cash says they will win the ROH World Tag Team titles at Supercard of Honor. They will then challenge for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. They're already the AAA Tag Team Champions, and then they challenge the Young Bucks finally to a rematch from Full Gear 2020 to determine who's the best tag team in the world.
No, that's not what he fucking said.
The best tag team of all time. Was it? Yeah.
What? To me, this is gonna be blasphemy, and I apologize for it. And I don't think Matt Jackson wants this conversation, but whatever. The point is, those two are close enough. Let's say they're in the top 10 to most people, to where it's not a preposterous idea that one of them is the greatest tag team of all time. So I like this wrestling. You got to overhype everything a little bit. And I like the idea they challenge the Young Bucks. I like that as an idea. Especially with dummies being dicks every week. I'm here for it. And I'm here for this match. Wherever it takes place, I'll be watching. I thoroughly want to see the match.
Yes, I'm ready for it. I hope that it's given like the real spotlight it deserves, whether it's at Battle of the Belts or the main event of an episode of Dynamite. This is like the rematch I've been begging for a while now, because that match at Full Gear 2020 was great, but that wasn't in front of a full capacity crowd. So just adding in a hot crowd in the right place, I think is going to make a world of difference. We got a couple of comments here to highlight. You guys are very active in the live chat. Keep them coming. Like we said, we try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But of course, your super chat donation is the best way to get it highlighted on screen. We got Kid Get Money and saying that's why Romeo is my favorite true heel. See, showing love. The chat sticking up for Romeo in my heel work, trying to stifle him. CM says, I want Nyla versus Keith Lee in Who Can Yeet Someone the Farthest. I have Nyla chucking Riho into Darby down the stairs.
That's hilarious. That's a great visual too.
It was. We got Film Nation BTS trying to say an abracadabra, haha. Seriously, this is funny. Yes, but Nyla's just great. Nyla, just keep Nyla on the mic, and people, this whole feud will get over a lot better. Both women on the mic delivered on this night. But speaking of the women, it is time to see who was the new addition to AEW, with the Bunny versus a new member of the AEW Women's Division in an Owen Hart Memorial Tournament qualifying match, and it was none other than former WWE superstar Toni Storm making her AEW debut. And man, oh man, Toni looked great. She was in great shape, new gear and everything, looking fabulous as only she can. And the crowd loved her. A huge pop during her entrance. People were excited to see her. Not so much activity during the match. They kind of got quiet, but they did pick it up towards the end again. She comes out working very aggressively, but the Bunny gained some control right before the commercial break. I love the way the Bunny plays to the camera. It's always funny to me. Back from break, we get a strike exchange that breaks out. Toni hits a stiff elbow strike and then a lariat. Storm blocks a thrust kick and nails a headbutt, another stiff headbutt. She follows with a running hip attack in the corner, a big boot, and a fisherman suplex for two. That popped Jim Ross, who had to bring up Mr. Perfect Kurt Angle. Bunny hits a DVD for a 2 count, and then she hits one thrust kick, which Toni Storm no-sells. I love that part, where she no-sells and screams at her, and then she hits another thrust kick for another near fall, but Toni Storm hits a German suplex, and then Storm Zero, a short power driver, which was great for the finish here to get the victory. After the match on social media, it was made official. Toni Storm is All Elite. I know you're not familiar with her. You don't watch WWE at all. What was your first impression of Toni Storm?
I like oh my God, she's so pretty.
Of course, Jimmy just
I'm sorry. That was that. And then fucking Negro Buck says she's so pretty. And then I'm thinking about somebody in the chat possibly saying, "Oh, niggas love them white." I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna get into that. I bet you.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I bet you slap somebody for her.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
All right. I'm sorry. I really like the Bunny. Her facial expressions are hilarious.
Yes.
And she's so charismatic. As for Toni Storm, she was fine. Listen, without any whatever, try to look at it from objectively. Like, forget knowing who she is. This is just a random blonde woman who showed up. Like when FTR showed up. First 2 matches were just fine. They just were. They weren't great. I don't know them. So what do you want from me? Toni Storm was fine here. She was all right. She's a lady. I'm glad we signed a woman.
Yeah, and we
signed enough men.
She's actually a big signing for them, because she's the first woman. A lot of the other women that came from WWE were released due to WWE releasing 130 talents in like 2 years. Toni Storm made a choice. She was in a feud with Charlotte Flair over the SmackDown Women's Championship that did involve throwing pies in each other's faces. So yeah. And then she just decides one day after a house show, she decides to go home to the UK, and then just basically asks for her release. She asked for her release. She made the choice to leave WWE and come to AEW. So she's more akin to the Adam Coles of the world, or the Bryan Danielsons of the world, or the Jon Moxleys that left WWE to come to AEW. So Toni Storm.
That's where you were going. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying how she's going to be used. I would say,
I don't know. She could be the next, Thunder Rosa, or she could be the next Ruby Soho. So
There you go. That's first thought. I went, oh, she's got a nice little personality here. I like the look. I like the outfit. I feel like I've seen this before somewhere. Good luck on Dark, stupid.
We got Ricky in the live chat saying Athena is next. I would love to see Athena in AEW myself, especially her and Thunder Rosa. They had a 30-minute banger in Warrior Wrestling that I very much enjoyed. One of my favorite independent matches of 2022 so far. Ricky also says a pie fight would make me want to quit too. Yes, depends on the pie for me.
Oh, not what you were thinking. Oh, sorry.
I knew what you were gonna think. Ninja Mortis says Tony Storm versus Jamie Hayter is gonna be sponsored by Kleenex.
What? Awesome.
yes.
Fun fact: Kevin Owens took a pie to the face, didn't quit.
He's just shitting on parades. I'm here for it. Fair enough. Listen. I'm sure it wasn't just the pie thing. I'm sure she wasn't like the way she's being used. Fair enough. But yeah.
This is true. Bro in the chat says it's hard for me to get excited about these new signings because they have people they are actively not using right now. So that is fair. Ruby Soho hasn't done anything since losing in the TBS title tournament. So this was another reason, though. I said that Tony Khan watches AEWramble because y'all shitted on Tony Storm Ruby Soho in that TBS title tournament. So it's your fault. You and Gaz.
I don't particularly care for her, and but she can do something, right? There's at least something she can do.
Or just give her a vignette like you gave Marina Shafir. Let us know that she's winning over on AEW Dark. How about that?
Or you know what we can do? Ready? Here's an idea. Stop signing people you don't know how to use. Just a thought. Just some consideration.
That's fair. That is fair. But I'm just saying, like, they always can find a way to use Tay Conti. Ever since Tay Conti's for the last 6, 7, 8 months, she's been in something. Whether it was that long feud with the Bunny and Penelope Ford with her and Anna Jay, which gave us that banger of a match on New Year's Eve. That was a banger. That was a banger for me. Yes. And then she was used in the AEW Women's World Championship. She was used in the for the TBS Championship at Revolution. Like Tay Conti is always used. I just want that same energy for the Ruby Sohos of the world, for the Serena Deebs, for the Hikaru Shida, for the Rihos, who we haven't seen in months. So,
well, Deeb and Shida appear to be all right. Though we do forget them from week to week. It is what it is. I hope it doesn't fit, I guess.
I hope they give them some type of vignette or something on Rampage to remind people that Deeb and Shida is still going on, because I think it's been a week. I
think he just forgot. I think we give him too much credit. I think he legitimately just forgets because he thinks he can run this shit by himself, even though he's not very talented or detail oriented.
You just can't stop, can you?
Sir, you gotta be one or the other. You either gotta be really talented like a fucking Kanye West or detail oriented. Like, yeah, neither. Ugh.
There you have it. There you have it. I was about to say, I'm surprised Romeo has run the warning again, but yes. Let's get into the main event of the evening. It was Darby Allin going one-on-one with Andrade El Idolo. This one, just right out the gate, they were just like, they're going to go with this, because as soon as Darby rides his ass down the ramp on his skateboard after Andrade made his entrance first, we get Darby and Sting. Sting, gives him the pound and then heads to the back. Darby rides his skateboard down and he gets a dive to the outside from Andrade as soon as he shows up. They brawl on the outside. We get Darby with a double stomp using the skateboard on Andrade's back. Andrade catches him into a suplex position. He eventually suplexes him onto the steel steps. The ref asks Darby and tells Darby, you don't have to do this, but Darby refuses and the bell is finally rung. Andrade dominates early. He hits the double knees, but only gets a 2 when Darby grabs the ropes. El Idolo turns Allin inside out with a lariat. Back from break, Darby is fighting back. We get Andrade goes for a razor's edge, but it's reversed into a code red. We get a slap exchange and palm strike exchange, which this is when I was like, okay, I'm really into this now. This was hard hitting as fuck. And Andrade lays out Darby with he slaps the shit out of him at the end. It was yes, when we get the slap exchange, the Columbia, South Carolina crowd first chants, "This is awesome," and then we get a Will Smith chant. We got a Will Smith chant. We got a Will Smith chant. That was just perfect. That was great. Andrade takes his belt off, but the referee takes it away. Darby eventually takes his belt off and wraps it around Andrade's legs and behind the referee's back. He hits a flipping stunner for a 2. Andrade reverses a corner attack into a backbreaker for a 2 count. At that point, this is when Jose comes down. Sting takes him out. The Butcher and the Blade attack Sting on the outside. So Darby saves his dad with a coffin drop off the top rope to take out Butcher and Blade. Back in the ring, Andrade catches Darby on a springboard coffin drop into a power bomb, vicious stuff. Woo! And he follows up with El Idolo for the victory here. I thought that this was physically intense. This was everything I thought a Andrade and Darby match was going to be when this feud started all the way back in February. This is exactly what I wanted them to deliver here, and I enjoyed this a lot. Post-match, we get Sting coming in the ring to check on Darby. He's attacked by AFO, and then we get the Hardys to make the save with a huge pop for the Hardys as soon as their music hits. Hardys hit the twist of fate and swanton bomb combination on Mark Quinn, with Jeff laying his entire weight on Mark Quinn's chest. It was ridiculous. Oh my God. What did you think of all of this with Darby and Andrade delivering in the main event?
All right, I'm trying to focus on the actual match. From jump, I loved every fucking minute of it. Andrade, to me, this might be his best. He had a great match for Pac. It's not his best match. This is his best performance to me because he felt engaged. He felt energized. That's why I was very hopeful he was going over. Like, it was just like, he needed this win. He got this win. The slapping was fantastic. Darby bumps like a motherfucker. And he takes way more punches than he probably needs to. But I'm not mad. Fuck it. It's not my body. Do what you want. As for the post-match, I couldn't have done without it. I get it. The crowd popped. Yay for Carolina, I guess. But I feel like we've seen this already. Number one, not only in this match, but from these 8 people. This was Jeff Hardy's introduction. That's exactly what this was, except Matt Hardy made the save along with him. Is it Jeff Hardy's weight? Is it a new style? What is with this constant slamming with this fucking swanton he does now? Has he been doing this for a while? Because back in my day, he would hit you with the shoulder blades. Now he's just
he don't got that jump on him anymore. He don't got that jump on it. You see the way he climbs up the ropes too? He doesn't know how to just go up the ropes. He has to go up the ropes, then down to the second rope, and then put both feet on the top rope before he finally hits the swanton. And yeah, he says, you see old man Jeff holding his back. Yeah, he was holding it. I thought he was selling from the spot last week, which I would commend if that was it. But damn, that swanton, he just squashed everything on this man. And also, we always love the Butcher praise from Jimmy. What the fuck is Butcher doing? Right? He's ripped as fuck now.
Push the Butcher. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Hashtag push the Butcher.
Yes, one more thing here. Film Nation BTS doesn't like OnlyFans. I assume he's sir. Then don't use it.
Exactly.
Who cares who does what with their body? It's their body.
You don't need to cancel OnlyFans because one person doesn't like it, sir. Just don't deal with it. I don't have content. I don't have anything involving OnlyFans. I'm happily with my significant other. I don't need any of that. For people who do, congratulations to you. I'm more power to the wrestlers that are able to get a check from WWE or AEW. Well, you can't get a check from WWE and OnlyFans because they'll take that OnlyFans check. But if you at AEW getting a bag, or you at Impact Wrestling getting a check, and you able to also be on OnlyFans, more power to you.
Seriously, stop hating.
Pearl says, I would rather take a chop from Walter than a swanton from Jeff in 2022. Man, Jeff is just like, I don't give a fuck. I can't fly anymore. Just boom, right on your goddamn chest. Oh man, yeah, that's, and of course, yes, Negro Buck knows it.
Push the butcher.
Put it in the chat. Hashtag push the butcher. Get it trending on Twitter. Tweet it out and tag Jimmy and myself. Hashtag push the butcher and tag TK. Tag Tony Khan because we want more. But next week we got Butcher. Frantic World bringing it up. That tables match next week is gonna turn into a TLC match for sure. What do you think about that match next week with the Hardys and Butcher and the Blade? I as soon as I saw it announced, I immediately thought of the Butcher and the Blade versus the Young Bucks in that Falls Count Anywhere match, which is probably one of my more underappreciated matches from that pandemic era. But what do you think is going to happen in this one?
I think fucking the Butcher and Blade and go through tables. That's what I think. But as long as it's a good match, I'll take the Butcher being on TV. Push the Butcher. I don't ask so much.
You, my boy Blue, says AEW needs a monster heel. Butcher would be perfect. I agree 100%. And that brings us
Can't
to
love Jesus and love armpits, sir. You fucking creep. Jesus hates armpits. Never forget it.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Yo, Negro Buck don't know how useful this is gonna be every single Thursday. Oh man, but that brings us to a close on this edition of AEWramble. Jimmy, let's put our thumbs in the middle. We're gonna give a thumbs up or thumbs down for the March 30th, 2022 episode of AEW Dynamite in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up all the way across the board from the both of us. Out of 10, what did you give this show, Jimmy?
8.5, maybe. I felt like it was nearly perfect, but not fantastic, if that makes sense. Nothing super duper duper great happened, but everything was good. Even the silliness of Adam Cole and company was good. So
yeah, I thought the matches, the 3 matches that we brought up during this show, Lethal versus Moxley, Yuta versus Danielson, and the main event with Andrade and Darby were just fantastic. Great matches to deliver. The angles and the promos that you could still kind of see they're coming out of Revolution and they're trying to set things up, set things in place for first Battle of the Belts and then Double or Nothing. You can kind of see where they're going, but they don't have everything like kind of fit in to like tight right now. So they are still building. It still was a filler show, but it was a fantastic filler show. So I agree, an 8.5 out of 10 for me. Romeo.
Here to tell you what the viewers thought. 5% gave it a 0 to 5. 5% gave it a 10. 14% gave it a 6 or 7. And 76% gave it an 8 or 9.
look at these bums getting it together. Took you guys long enough. Jesus.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
God, this is a record. Film Nation with the hashtag push the butcher. We got Andrew on the push the butcher bandwagon. Roxy gives it an 8 out of 10. We got Alan Weinstein with a thumbs up, 8.5 out of 10. 2 thumbs up from Ricky. We got 8.5 from the Negro Buck, Nick Jackson as well. We also got Ricky with a 9 for Tony Storm's debut alone. Frantic World with the 8 out of 10. And now I want to hear from all of you guys. We got Fifth Generation with 8.5. Ninja Mortis with 9 out of 10. But it's time for Match of the Night, MVP, LVP. Let us know in the live chat what you got for those. Jimmy, what was your match of the night? There's 3 really good choices. So which one was the best one for you?
Shit. I'm going to go with the main event. I just really love the way that started and then went to break. I thought it was fucking fantastic.
I'm gonna go with Bryan Danielson versus Wheeler Yuta. I just love that story that they told. It was technical as hell. Bryan Danielson is the GOAT. Wheeler Yuta stepped up. I enjoyed the hell out of that. But you can't go wrong with Darby and Andrade, Jay Lethal versus Moxley, and all 3 were different in their own way and told a different story. So you can't go wrong either of those ways. Let's go with LBP first, Jimmy.
Sorry, Charlie. You're up. Fucking Fish is hilarious, and the other one is an idiot apparently. So you with the fucking gigantic belt on your shoulders, you're up. Sorry. It's a bad look. I'm taking the belt, and then he got snatched in a week. You stink. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to the entire group. I'm sorry for that reason. I'm gonna give it to the entire Undisputed Elite. You stole the belts to only get it taken back the following week. What was the goddamn point? What was the point? What was the goddamn point? Seriously. So what do you give? Who do you give the MVP to?
FTR. They got used 3 times in the same night. They got an outrageous babyface reaction, and they're gonna have the fucking Young Bucks match at some point. What? Who did they fucking kiss up to? Must have signed a new contract.
Because neither one of us gave it the match of the night, and I thought the match was spectacular, and especially his performance this week and last week, and there seemed to finally be a direction out of the nigga hole. I gotta give it to Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal is my MVP on this episode. Back-to-back great matches in back-to-back weeks on AEW. Keep it coming. Yes, TK. Keep that knee to the ground and show some love to Jay Lethal. The lethal injection is here to stay. But that is all. Let us know in the comments down below if you're watching us on demand, your MVP, your LVP, your match of the night, whether you give it a thumbs up, thumbs down, and your rating out of 10. Of course, like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you are new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. Like I said at the top of the show, 8 p.m. Eastern time, we go live with Blunt Impact 75 with our Patreon backers. I saw Alan Weinstein in the live chat. I saw Nick Jackson in the live chat. I saw DJ Eric in the live chat, a couple of our Patreon backers. You will have the opportunity to join us live on Blunt Impact tonight as we watch Impact on Access TV, and we segue nicely into 9 p.m. Joey Janela's Spring Break 6 Part 1, as well as a little dabble of WrestleCon Super Show also in Dallas, Texas for WrestleMania weekend. So it's going to be a jam-packed live stream, and we can't wait to allow all of our Patreon backers to join us on screen during that one. And of course, also at 4 p.m. Eastern time, Romeo just put it in the live chat. Join us for our Bloodsport 8 watch along with Steven Jensen, Romeo, and PW Torch's own Rich Fan over on Twitch, as well as if you're watching us on Facebook and Twitter, it will be available there as well. So it's so much content from the True Heel Heat Gang. AEW Rampage watch along tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern time right here on our YouTube channel. We'll be watching AEW Rampage at the same time, the WWE Hall of Fame, ROH Supercard of Honor, as well as Impact Multiverse of Matches. But we're going to continue the live stream on Twitch with Multiverse of Matches and Joey Janela's Spring Break 6. So we'll have a simulcast. You might see Romeo pull a Shane McMahon and be on Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube all at the same time. Frantic World with a quick question. Is Jimmy going to watch ROH Supercard of Honor?
No. No.
And I gotta give you the opportunity to reply to this. Jesus hates armpits? Bruh, not true, bro.
So Jesus hates bodies of any kind. He and TK are on the same page when it comes to that.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Jimmy, please let the people know where they can find you on social media and your YouTube channel, sir.
At Jimmy Macram on Twitter and Instagram, on YouTube. I talk like this all the time. Wait up.
And you can see him every single week, Thursdays, 1:05 p.m. Eastern time. It's not AEWramble unless you got Jimmy keeping it real with our warning now, which is gonna, I think that's like the best addition to the show yet. Besides the memes, this is the best addition to the show yet. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at True Heel SP3. The next time I'll be on your screens on YouTube will be later on today. I'll be on Top Story on Sportskeeda Wrestling at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, so you can check me out over there. I'll be back here on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel tomorrow, 1:05 p.m. Eastern time for True Heel Heat 169 with special guest Joe Herbert of of Late Night Grin, as well as serving face and heels own Stephanie Hypes, filling in for Miss Chrissy Love. Romeo might pop in over there as well because he's gonna pop in on all the shows this week. He is the face and the ace of the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, despite me quieting him and stifling his voice on this show. But like it, share it, subscribe, comment down below, let us know what you think, and we'll see you on the next live stream. For Jimmy Macram, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been AEWramble 36, the Tony Khan apology episode. We are signing off until next time.